Welcome to Seneca Indians Baseball, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. Now, let's go to Ben Walcott, live on location.
And a pleasant good afternoon, and we welcome you here to Seneca, Missouri as we get set for high school baseball here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. It is the 6-8 Webb City Cardinals versus the 10-3 Seneca Indians in a non-conference battle here this afternoon. Your countdown to first pitch sponsor, People's Bank of Seneca, as I'm Ben Walcott, joined by Coach Darryl Harbaugh. And Coach, an early afternoon baseball game here, just trying to get it in because of the weather.
Yeah, we're just making sure we can get it in. You know, I think it's supposed to come around 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. It looks like we got a flood watch going on all weekend long. So, hey, if everybody can make it earlier and the umpires can make it, it's a good thing.
Should be a good one here this afternoon. This is the first time that these two teams have met up in 9 years. Last time they met was in 2016. And so, Coach Eust was talking to us before one of the other games, or maybe it was after the Gravett game, talking about how he wanted a tougher non-conference schedule. This Webb City team scuffling a little bit, but always a tough team to play regardless.
Well, they'll always be, hanging around in their district play and later on in their, have a chance to go to state. They're always tough. They're always, got some good kids that can play. And it'll be a good test this afternoon.
Take a timeout, come back with more of the preview after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Hi, I'm Pastor Rod Van Gorkum of First Baptist Church Seneca, and I would like to take a minute and share about grace. What is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something you don't deserve. See, I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God gives away to me and to others by His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 11, "For the grace of God hath appeared, bringing salvation to all men." Have you accepted God's gift of grace, His salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ? If not, please do. For the Bible says today is the day of salvation. For KNEO Radio, I'm Rod Van Gorkum.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10 plus acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here between Seneca and Webb City. And Daryl, we'll get to the lineups here in a minute, but 4-2 loss yesterday, a 4-hitter for Mount Vernon. Looking to change up the lineup a little bit for Seneca and just get the bat on the ball a little bit because the top of the lineup's been scuffling here as of late.
Well, yeah, I mean, in some games they produce pretty good, and in some games they've struggled a little bit. But I don't know. Coach is trying to just shake things up a little bit, just put them in different places, and instead of Jagger leading off, now we got Hagan leading off. Well, maybe Jagger being in the fourth rotation gets to see that pitcher a little bit, few more pitches before he has to hit.
And you think about Hagan in the leadoff spot, too. If he can get on, he puts a lot of pressure on opposing pitchers because he'll steal second and then he'll steal third. And next thing you know, you have a runner at third with less than 2 outs and a chance to get a run in.
Yeah, he does. It depends on, who's behind the plate and who's pitching. Got a left-handed pitcher, he's tough to steal on. But and if you got a good catcher back there with a good arm, he's also tough to steal on. So, it depends on who's back in the plate, but for the most part this year, he's been taking advantage of it.
Both these teams coming off of losses yesterday. Seneca lost to Mount Vernon 4-2. Webb City lost to Kickapoo 3-0. Both teams looking to rebound here this afternoon. In a non-conference game, they both play again on Monday. Webb City hosts Fort Scott. Seneca goes to Galena before jumping back into COC and Big 8 play respectively. Both teams have big weeks next week and are looking to get themselves back on the right foot heading into this. Like we said, Webb City is under 500 on the year, which is not very often you see this Webb City team that struggles a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, below 500. I mean, they got a couple non-conference games coming up here and Monday, both the teams. And so you can do things a little bit different on non-conference games and set things up. Maybe what the coach is doing, just letting Hagan bat first in this game, non-conference game. But when it comes to the conference play, and especially if you're playing district opponents, you want everything lined up the best way you can get it.
Starting lineups here this afternoon, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic and Prater's Pharmacy. First for the visiting Webb City Cardinals. Leading off is the center fielder, number 6, Andrew Young. Batting second and playing first base, number 11, Luke Beverlin. Batting third is the designated hitter, number 7, Brock Renfro. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman, number 25, Mason Young. Batting fifth and playing left field, number 4, Carson Myers. Batting sixth and doing the catching, number 22, Bryson Bard. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 3, Hudson Bird. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 18, Dawson McMullen. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 9, Braden Strickland. Head coach of the Cardinals is Andrew Donick. Now the starting lineup for the Seneca Indians, they come in at 10-3 overall. Leading off is the first baseman, number 21, Hagen Ginger. Batting second and playing center field, number 18, Drew Sherwood. Batting third and doing the catching, number 2, Silas Ball. The cleanup hitter is the pitcher here this afternoon, number 13, Jagger Wilson. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 8, Grant Houchin. Batting sixth is the designated hitter, number 19, Asher Prater. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 33, Caden Klaus. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 5, Braden Roark. And batting ninth and playing right field, number 17, Ian Heffron. The extra player for the Indians is the second baseman, number 7, Blake McKinney. For Webb City, their extra player is their pitcher, number 21, Rylan Bell. And Daryl Heffron pitched an inning yesterday, did a good job. He's probably your second pitcher here today, and then he's probably going to be the one that'll get the start at Galena on Monday. Jagger pitched well in his last start last Friday against Stratford.
Yes, he did. Pitched very well and, kept them at bay and made him he threw strikes. He made him have to hit the ball, and we made plays behind him. And that's how you win baseball games. Do not walk and do not make errors.
Yeah, Wilson got the win against Stratford, 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, no earned, 2 base on balls, 5 strikeouts. Heffron got the save, 2 2/3 innings. He gave up 1 hit and 1 base on balls. So it'll be interesting to see. Heffron could potentially come behind him, and then you get to Ginger and Klaus because there really isn't anybody else eligible.
Yeah.
You have to think Sherwood would be eligible to pitch on Monday, but I think they're probably going to want to save him for Lamar on Tuesday. But today it's going to go Wilson, and then probably Heffron would be my guess. It might depend on how the game goes, too. It could be Heffron and then Klaus or Ginger, too. Or not Heffron, but Wilson.
It could depend on – it just depends on how the game goes. And you know as well as I do, you have pitch counts and you have all these games lined up. There's a lot of kids that's got to be on that mound pitching different spots and being able to pitch.
Even with the loss yesterday, Seneca still has a lot to look forward to next week. Next week could tell you a lot about this Seneca team. It's a 5-game week next week. Monday at Galena, Tuesday at Lamar, Thursday at home against Monette, Saturday a doubleheader against Purdy and Purdy and Diamond at Purdy. Tuesday, Thursday is going to tell you a lot about Big 8 play, and if Seneca still wants to compete for that conference championship, they're going to have to win probably both those games because Nevada beat Lamar last night 8-0, handed them their first loss of the year. So Nevada is going to have a say in who wins the Big 8. Monette's going to have a say. Aurora's going to have a say as well because Aurora beat Monette by 15 on Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, it depends on, as we saw last night, who's going to show up. You going to have a good game, or last night it just seemed like we couldn't get anything going last night. It was just, we just couldn't hit the ball in the right spot and couldn't get the base runners on. We scored 2 runs in 1 inning, and that was it. It was a frustrating game last night.
Yeah, and I mean, the big thing is I think both coaches probably had a little bit of a gripe with the strike zone, but however, he was consistent on both sides, and that's all you can ask for as a coach is consistency. If the other team's getting the call, you want to get the call, and that's kind of what the umpire was doing last night.
Yeah, it was, he was calling the ones that was close, and you just got to swing the bat. If it's close, swing the bat. Be aggressive.
Should be a fun one here this afternoon between these two teams. Like we said, this game bumped up 3.5 hours due to the weather, the wind blowing out. Daryl, in the 3 years that this game that Seneca has had the complex here, we've seen 2 home runs, I think, in 3 years. One by Seneca, Dane Frossard hit one last year, and then a Nevada kid hit one last year. And those are the only 2 home runs I've seen. If there's a day to hit a home run, today may be the day.
Well, it would have been last night or today. But this is one of the biggest ballparks around, and if you're going to hit a home run, you better hit it on the button. And there's a lot of room out there.
Go ahead, take a timeout. We'll come back with the start of the ball game after this. Your countdown to first pitch sponsor was brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca here on the KNEO at Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track. A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here between Webb City and Seneca and Darrell. It's been 9 years since these two teams have last met, and both these teams looking to get back to their winning ways.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not bad to play, Webb City. It's not that bad, not that, far off. It's a good time to play. I mean, baseball, you get a lot of games in, a lot of non-conference games in, and if you can get a non-conference game in, Webb City close, not much travel time between both of them, it's all right. And of course, Webb City's a bigger school, but they're just a class bigger, yeah. And they've been good over the years. So
I mean, Seneca.
It's a good test for Seneca,
especially this year. Seneca has kind of taken on all comers. They already have beaten Lebanon once, which is a Class 6 school. Play Lebanon again later on in May as well. So, they're kind of taking all comers here this year.
Yeah, I don't know about the Lebanon game. Who in the world scheduled that one? That's a ways up the road there. But anyway, as many as you can get, and a lot of times it's good to go out of state. We're just in the edge of Oklahoma. We played, in the Wyandotte Festival. Yeah. We play in Veneta and Columbus, I believe.
Yeah, and then you also played Gravette, Arkansas, and then go to Galena, Kansas as well this year.
Yep.
Webb City looks like this once again in their lineup. Andrew Young leads things off. Luke Beverlin batting second. Brock Renfro third. Mason Young fourth. Carson Myers fifth. Bryson Bard sixth. Hudson Bird seventh. Dawson McMullen 8th, and Braden Strickland 9th as we get set for action here this afternoon, as first pitch will be about 7 minutes early at 12:53 as Andrew Young bunts it foul. 75 degrees, mostly cloudy skies here in Seneca to start the ball game.
Perfect day to play. A little bit of windy, but that's okay. They're used to it.
0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1, and that fastball's in there for a strike, and the count quickly 0-2. Wilson, a sophomore, only gets 95 pitches compared to the 105 that a junior or senior gets, so he has to basically do what he's doing, Darrell, and pound the strike zone.
Throw strikes. Throw strikes or make it close enough to where they want to swing. That was a good pitch right there, a little curveball going to the inside of the plate.
As the 0-2 fastball just low, maybe inside as well, so the count 1-2. Here on Young. Get you what Seneca looks like in the field as that breaking ball is hit in the air to center field, and
deep.
Sherwood continues to drift, and it goes over his head all the way to the wall, and Young is going to try for 3, and he is going to be in there with the triple. He hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and fortunately if you're a Webb City fan, unfortunately if you're a Seneca fan, it stayed in.
Yeah, he hit it hard. I mean, if it bounced over, it's just a double. But that first bounce, it didn't even hit the wall on the first bounce. So, anyway, yeah, he hit it solid on a line shot and just right over Drew's head. He made a good effort at it.
Luke Beverlin takes a fastball for a strike. So the count's 0-1. Caden Clausen left, Sherwood in center, and Heffron in right for the Indians. Infield looks a little bit different with Wilson on the mound, as that one must have been a little bit low, so the count's 1-1. You got Roark at third, Houchin at short, McKinney at second, and Ginger at first, as that slider stays outside, and the count's 2-1. And just kind of like last night, Darrell, Mount Vernon hit a double and then was able to score, jumped on Seneca early. Webb City trying to do that here as Beverlin takes a pitch low. Counts 3-1.
They're not very low either.
So the 3-1 is swung on and missed. Looked like a slider there, and the count now full at 3-2. Yeah, they're missing low. They're not missing low by much.
They're not by much.
So here comes the full count pitch from Wilson, and that is yanked outside, and the first two have reached here for Webb City. As Brock Renfro will come to the plate for the Cardinals. Seneca looks like they'll give up one to try and turn two up the middle.
Yeah, middle of the line, middle of the infield playing back.
Roark playing on the cut of the grass. Ginger may come home as well. But the middle of the infield will try and turn two as that fastball is high and inside, so the count is 1-0. See if Beverland tries to take second at some point as the 1-0 fastball is spoiled foul out of play. Ginger kind of half-heartedly gave it a look and then decides against it.
It didn't take long for that one to get out.
1-1 the count here on Renfro. Here comes the 1-1 from Jagger. That ball is hit in the air to center. Sherwood came in and now goes out. He will grab it. It's a sacrifice fly for Renfro and an RBI as Andrew Young comes in and scores. As Sherwood, I don't want to say misread it, but came in a couple steps before going back.
Mm-hmm.
But they do keep that runner at first, and Wilson gets an out as Mason Young will come to the plate. Now the job here is to limit the damage. Here comes the first pitch to Young, and that fastball's high for a ball, so the count's 1-0.
No, he called it a strike.
Oh, he did call that a strike.
I don't think the Webb City kid liked it, but high in the strike zone.
0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1, and that one is spoiled foul, and the count is 0-2. Certainly looked high to me.
Well, you're not behind the plate, Ben.
You're right, I'm not. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolu Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. A little lunchtime baseball for your viewing pleasure. Comes the 0-2, and that fastball gets by him for strike three. The base is occupied, so the runner at first is out. I think there was a cross up there. It's a pass ball that allows the runner to get to second. Coach Doning is wanting to talk about it, but that runner should be out because the base was occupied regardless of if there was a person there or not.
Yeah, he went by on a pass ball. That wasn't a straight steal.
So 2 outs here as Carson Myers will come to the plate. I think that was a cross-up because Ball looked confused.
Yeah, I think Ball's looking for a pitch outside, maybe a curveball.
And he threw a fastball.
Right down the middle of the plate.
So first pitch is swung on and missed to Myers, so the count is 0-1. If you can limit the damage to that one run, I think you would take it as a success if you're the Indians. Here comes the 0-1, and that one gets by Ball. The wild pitch that time allows the runner to get to third in a 1-1 count. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Here comes the 1-1, and that one is popped up in the air, and it's going to get out of play. Counts 1-2. As
we're out of baseballs, man.
Already. Nobody really looked to see, tried to go for it. Looked like it didn't hit it that far out of play, but nobody moved. So 1-2 the count here on Myers. Here comes the 1-2, and that fastball is just outside. It counts 2-2.
That was a good pitch.
Yesterday's umpire may have called that strike
Yeah, that
three.
probably would have been. But it was over on the line.
2-2 the count. Here comes the 2-2. And the 2-2 breaking ball is outside, and the count's 3-2. That was a good block by Ball that time. The count's full.
Yep.
A lot of pitches here for Jagger, though, in the first.
Yeah. Up in the pitch count here.
So here comes the full count offering. The 3-2 is hit in the air to center field. Sherwood has a beat on it and will snag it for the final out of the inning. For Webb City, they get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and they strand 1. Half inning in the books. Webb City 1. Seneca coming up here on the KNEO Sports Network.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
You've got to have someone that understands what you are doing as a mission. Community bankers are important that way because they understand the community relationships that we have to form to be successful.
I feel like First Community Bank and Myers-Davis, our cultures are so similar. It is all about relationship.
It's a real boon to our community to have a bank like First Community to be supportive of so many things.
They're willing to take a chance on entrepreneurs, which is helpful to make the community grow.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Hagen Ginger to lead things off for the Indians here in the first. Ginger, Sherwood, and Ball are the first 3. Wilson, Houchin, and Prater are the next 3. Klaus and Roark and Heffron are the final 3 for Seneca. As Ryland Bell is the pitcher here for Webb City. As Ginger fouls the first one out of play. Count is 0-1. Webb City, the white pants, blue and red tops with red numbers and trim. Seneca, the white pants, blue and white tops with white number and trimming. 0-1 the count here on Ginger, and he fouled 2 straight back to start off the game.
Got underneath both of them. Both of them pretty good pitches to hit, and he just got underneath both of them.
Center fielder basically playing straight up. Left fielder hugging the line a little bit, so there is a huge gap in left center as that one is popped up in the air. The first baseman, Beverland, calls for it, and there's the first out of the game as Sherwood will come to the plate here for Seneca.
That's what we did last night's game, Ben. We hit a lot of pop-ups.
Got underneath the ball.
Yeah.
Seneca only 4 hits in the game yesterday. Still had the tying run at second base in the 6th inning. So they were trying to rally as that pitch is inside on Sherwood. Counts 1-0. Second straight game that people are trying to dream Drew, and some of it may be they've seen that he likes to hit it opposite field. Comes the 1-0, and that's high, and the count's 2-0. If you're Seneca, you want to be a little bit patient as well. Last night, they did not get Hood's pitch count up until the 6th because of how early they were swinging at every pitch. The 2-0 is high, and the count's 3-0. Last night, the Mount Vernon pitcher, Jackson Hood, only had 2 3-ball counts all night. And Drew works a 3-ball count here in the first inning. Comes the 3-0, and that's in there for a strikes. The count's 3-1. Maybe taking here on 3-1 as well. One out here in the first. Here comes the 3-1. That pitch is golfed in there to center field. It's going to go over the center fielder's head and go over the wall. It is a ground rule double for Drew Sherwood. And Darryl, that's where that hopper hurts Seneca because the Webb City one, it didn't go over the fence. He had a triple. There, Drew's goes over the fence. It's only a double.
Yeah, if it hit the fence and came back in, Drew would be sitting on third base right now.
Just like what happened to Webb City.
Webb City, yeah.
As Silas Ball will step in now for Seneca. Tying run at second base. Not a very big lead by Drew. That first pitch is high and outside. It's the count 1-0. Got a big gap in right center field if you're Seneca, especially because the second baseman is also shaded towards second. So now he backs off a little bit. The 1-0. That pitch is popped up in the air. The shortstop goes out, Strickland, and catches it for out number 2 as Jagger Wilson will come to the plate here for Seneca. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. So 2 down here for Wilson. Wilson can beat out some infield hits potentially, so you love his speed as that one is hit to Strickland at short, throws to first in time for the putout, and that will end the inning for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, 1 in the books, 1-0 Webb City here on the KNEO Sports Network.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back as top of the second here. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Webb City. So that fastball is outside. Counts 1-0. Bryson Bard, Hudson Bird, and Dawson McCullen are the 3 due up for Webb City as Bard takes a ball to start off the inning. The 1-0 is popped in the air. Heffron has a long ways to run, and it's going to fall in fair territory, and it is a double for Bard, and there isn't much Ian can do there. He did about everything he could.
It landed in a spot we couldn't get to. You know, it's one of those pop-ups that just no man's land. What do you want to say? You just can't get there.
As there is a courtesy runner out there for the catcher. As that will be...
Don't ask me the number.
Barry Kaufman, number 2.
Okay.
I saw the number already, so I wasn't worried about that. I was just trying to get it up on my phone. As runner at second for Webb City, the leadoff runner with an extra base hit to start off a second straight inning as Hudson Bird swings and misses at that first pitch. It counts 0-1. Leadoff runner had a triple to start the inning for Webb City in the first, came around and scored. And now Bard with a double here for the Cardinals to start the second as that one is low. Counts 1-1. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-1 the count here on Bird. Wilson a long look in from ball. Here comes the 1-1 from Wilson. 1-1 is hit to Ginger, and that works well for Webb City. It's a fielder's choice ground out, but he does his job because he advances the runner over to third.
Yep.
As Dawson McCullen will come to the plate, and Webb City has 2 chances to get that run in. Bottom of the lineup, don't be surprised if there's potentially a safety squeeze involved at some point. As McCullen is about ready to dig into the box. I don't think they would go suicide squeeze, but that also is an option as well.
Yeah.
So the first pitch is swung on and missed, so the count's 0-1. Sometimes bottom of the lineup you do, I don't want to say crazy things, but that's where you see those suicide squeeze and safety squeezes a little bit more, as that one is yanked outside for a ball. So the count's 1-1, and that one, if anything, would have been potentially a safety squeeze as Jagger loses something out of his...
I think he's taking something out of his back pocket. Yeah,
May have been a elbow guard or something. 1-1 the count. 1-1 hits the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Here comes the 1-2, and that fastball is popped up in the air. Ginger going to try for it, and while it moves into fair territory, McKinney with the catch, and he does a good job of keeping the runner at third base.
Yeah, good job by McKinney there. I mean, straight over your head from Hagan. He couldn't get there. That's a second baseman's play right there.
And there's 2 down for Braden Strickland. And the other thing, Darryl, with the wind, too, that ball started foul and it ended in fair territory. So that ball is popped up in the air.
Same thing.
Same kind of play. Ginger calling off McKinney, and that will end the inning. So Seneca is able to strand the leadoff double. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left for Webb City, 1.5 in the books. 1-0 Cardinals here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HuddleSpringsChurchOfChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
Bottom second here in Seneca as Houchin leads off the inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 as Houchin swings and misses at the first pitch, so the count's 0-1. Houchin, Prater, and Klaus, the 3 do up here against Bell. Comes the 0-1, and that breaking ball is spoiled foul. Counts 0-2. Bell is not overpowering Darryl, but kind of like Hood last night. He's doing enough to keep him off balance.
He's throwing strikes. I mean, we got to hit the baseball. He's throwing it in the strike zone. We got to hit it.
It's the 0-2 he offered at 4-3. Did not ask for help. Houchin can't believe that he didn't ask for help. And there's 1 down as Prater comes to the plate. I mean, technically that is the home plate umpire's call.
Yeah.
Normally they may ask for help there, but it is his call. Prater takes a pitch outside. Counts 1-0.
That was 3 pitches and
1 out.
An out, yeah. Throwing strikes.
Four State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, the Osher Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, sponsoring the broadcast as that pitch is outside, and the count is 2-0. We'll say Seneca is doing a good job being a little bit more patient here this afternoon as the 2-0 is low and the count's 3-0. Don't have a walk, but they've already forced a couple 3-ball counts here that they were having a hard time yesterday doing. And here comes the 3-0, taking the entire way, and he takes a fastball down the middle. Counts 3-1. If it's in his happy zone, Prater will probably be swinging at this one. Comes the 3-1. He is swinging, and the ball is hit to second. Bird has a play on it and will field it and throw to first to Beverlin, and there's 2 down for Caden Klaus. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states. Sponsor of KNEO Radio and the Seneca Indians as Klaus comes to the plate here for Seneca. Comes the first pitch to Klaus, and that's low, so counts 1-0. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. So here comes the 1-0 to Klaus. That one is snubbed foul, and the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count here with 2 outs in the inning. So here comes the 1-1. That stays high, and the count's 2-1. Seneca, a busy week next week, and we'll have 3 of their games Monday at Galena, Tuesday at Lemoore, Thursday home against Monette. We'll carry all 3 of those games. That 2-1 pitch, he got jammed inside and hits it foul, and the count's 2-2. That one potentially was ball 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second. Here comes the 2-2 to Klaus. And that is inside. Almost hit him. He also almost swung at it. And the count now full here on Klaus. Here comes the 3-2. That fastball is swung on and missed for strike 3. That was and nothing doing for Seneca here in the second. 2 in the books. 1-0 Webb City here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Finding answers to questions is easier than ever. It doesn't matter how complex or simple your question is, the answer is just a few taps away. Except maybe these kinds of questions.
Who am I? Where did man come from? What is the purpose of man on this earth? Does life have any meaning?
Billy Graham knew the answer to that last question is yes.
There is more to life than death. Jesus taught us the dignity and the importance of being a person. God put us on this earth for a purpose, and our purpose is to fellowship with God and glorify God. And the great need of the human race at this hour is reconciliation to God.
Would you like to know how you can have a relationship with God? We'd love to help. Just call us at 855-255-PRAY. That's 855-255-PRAY. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Start of the 3rd inning, and Andrew Young is swinging early as he singles it right back where it came from, and a leadoff runner for Webb City. And we'll see. I did not see if the courtesy runner went out there for him already.
I don't think so. He's still taking it off his
equipment.
Batting gear, yeah.
So Young at first for Luke Beverlin, who walked, as Young stays at first. And actually, Andrew Young is a center fielder, so he would not get the courtesy runner. So that ball is lined through the left side for a single. Back-to-back hits for Webb City here to start the third. They're in business. Runners at first and second for Brock Renfro, who flew out to center field his first time up, and that was a deep fly ball his first time.
Yeah. Two good solid hits off the start of this third inning. It's just right up the middle, and that was a C&I grounder, went up through there.
Through the left side between the shortstop and third baseman.
Just a solid hit, sharply hit.
So first pitch is swung on and missed by Renfro, so the count is 0-1. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday night, April 22nd, to begin a 6-game homestand versus the Tulsa Drillers that goes through Sunday, April 27th. For ticket information, nwanaturals.com. Supporter of high school baseball here on KNEO, as that actually hit Renfro. And so the bases are loaded for Mason Young. Must have grazed him on the back because he did not react much.
No, I think Jagger tried to throw a curveball and slipped out of his hand. Like you said, I think it hit him on the back end. Let's put it that way, somewhere in the back end.
Ginger and Roark on the cut of the grass. They'll try and cut the runner off at home, as that is a C&I single off the bat. 1 run going to come in and score. 2 runs are going to come in and score, and runners will be at second and third for Webb City, as they now have a 3-run lead, and that one is just a C&I single off the end of the bat. But Daryl, that's also why you always hit the cutoff man, because instead of runners at first and third, Young did the smart thing and took second when it went over Ginger's head.
You throw it through the cutoff man.
As Carson Myers takes a strike to start the inning, or start the at bat.
It's not that you hit the cutoff man, Ben. It's you throw it through the cutoff man.
0-1 the count. So that pitch is a ball, and here's some grumbling from Seneca fans.
Yeah, might have been a little outside. But
so here comes the 1-1. That pitch is spoiled foul, out of play. Count 1-2. Runners at second and third for Webb City. Still nobody out here in the inning. Strikeout would be big here for Wilson. So here comes the 1-2. That breaking ball is hit to left. Klaus going to come in and grab it.
Left early.
And they are going to...
He left early. Touch the bag.
Potentially go back and see if he left early. And he is out. It is an F9 or F7 and then a 7 put out on the fact that he left early. I thought he left early as well.
Yeah, he left early, and everybody in the stands knew he left early.
And so there are 2 down here in the inning. And while Coach Donig has a conversation, Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. You may visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. And everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. Coach Donig wants him to talk to the field umpire, but that's not the field umpire's call.
No.
Because he's looking to make sure that it's caught. So now a runner at second with 2 outs, as that's a base running mistake by Brock Renfro. There's 2 outs here for Bryson Bard, who doubled his last time as he gets jammed there. Counts 0-1. So if you're Seneca, it's almost a win if you can get out of here with only 2 runs given up the way the inning started. So here comes the 0-1. That breaking ball popped up in the air. Ginger calling for it as it moves back into fair territory, and that will end the inning. For Webb City, 2 runs on 3 base hits, no errors. They strand 1. 2.5 in the books. Webb City up 3-0 here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
I've seen First Community Bank all over, but then to take my stuff to some people that didn't really know me and took a chance, that spoke volume.
I'll always be grateful to First Community and that whole team over at Harrison that helped get me started.
Anytime I need anything, just a phone call away. We're really proud to be with First Community Bank.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Bottom three here in Seneca as this game cruises along. Seneca will send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate, and Roark, Heffron, and then Ginger at the top of the order.
Got to find some way to hit the baseball, Ben. We've been struggling here at the plate.
As here comes the first pitch to Roark, and he hits that one to second as Bird has been busy, and he bobbles it, and Roark is safe on the E4. Just a routine grounder that Bird couldn't snag, and Roark beats it out. I was going to say Roark had a strong hit yesterday. Had one of Seneca's 4 hits.
Well, you hit the ball and you put it in play, and some good things happen. That's the only way good things can happen.
As Roark at first with the lead, Heffron at the plate. Heffron actually started Seneca's rally yesterday. As Heffron is going to bunt, and he bunts it foul, counts 0-1. He struck out, but it was a wild pitch and eventually came around and scored in the 6th inning. That started a Seneca rally to try and cut into the lead. Had 2 runs and the tying run at second there in the 6th, but couldn't get it home. 0-1 the count here on Heffron. So here comes the 0-1. He's squaring again. That one bunted in the air, and it stays down. And a high throw is going to allow the runners to go to second and third for the Indians. As the third baseman had a high throw, Roark had to hesitate halfway to second base because it was popped in the air, but the E5 allows 2 runners on base, and Seneca in business for the top of the order and Hagen Ginger. 2 errors to start the inning here for Seneca. See if they can get those runs in.
Let's hope. Come on, Hagen.
As stepping off there was Bell. Not sure. He was looking into the dugout for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe because they had him from the windup and they didn't want him in the windup. They want him in the stretch.
Yeah. Hit the ball hard. Hit it hard.
As here comes the first pitch to Ginger, and that one is popped in the air foul out of play. Counts 0-1. He did that the first time he was up, too.
Just pop up, pop up. He's got to get the top of the baseball. Swing at the top of the baseball.
0-1 the count here on Ginger. Nobody out in the inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking balls in there for a strike, and the count's 0-2. Not expecting the curveball there, and it drops in. Now you need to fight with 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That fastball is swung on and missed. They do have to complete the strikeout and are able to do so there. 1 down now for Sherwood, and Sherwood absolutely destroyed one to center field his first time up. It's a long double. He has the lone hit for the Indians. A long fly ball should score at least 1, though. A base hit could potentially score 2 with Heffron's speed at second. So that breaking ball's in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Newmac Electric, British Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 0-1 the count here on Sherwood. Comes the 0-1 from Bell, and that is inside. It gets by the catcher, and a late hold there by Roark. It's probably a good hold, Daryl, because he probably was going to be out. And
well, when he seen the ricochet off this, off the foam mattress back here, against the backstop, ricochet right back to the catcher. That's when he hit the brakes and went backwards.
And Heffron goes back to second. He was about 3/4 to second. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1. And that stays high and outside, and the count is now 2-1. Still only one out here in the bottom of the third. As here comes the 2-1 pitch from Bell. That 2-1 is fouled back to the screen. The count's 2-2. Bell trying to work around 2 errors. Seneca trying to get a couple runs in off of those errors. 2-2 the count here on Sherwood.
Seneca needs to take advantage of the mistakes Webb's made.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Bell. That breaking ball is hit in the air to center field. Center fielder comes in and grabs it as Heffron will stay at second. It's a fly out and an RBI for Drew Sherwood. So one of the runs comes in and scores for Seneca on the sac fly. And Heffron did the smart thing of not traveling too far away because they threw it from behind him and made sure he was staying put. As Silas Ball comes to the plate, he popped out to shortstop his first time. Now you need a base hit to score that run.
Yeah, neat.
So first pitch to Ball is high, and the count's 1-0.
Yeah, someone needs to talk to Ian. He can get off a little bit farther. Secondary leadoff needs to be a little bit further back.
1-0 the count here on Ball. Is now the catcher for Webb City, Bard, going to talk to Bell. There's a Bird, a Bard, and a Bell.
The 3 Bs.
Yeah. Ball popped up to shortstop his first time up. 1-0 the count here on Ball. Here comes the 1-0. That ball laced up the middle. It is a single. They're going to bring Heffron home. A wide throw from Beverly, or trying to get it to Beverlin, and able to take advantage is Silas Ball, who had advanced to second. A single and an RBI for Ball, and Seneca takes advantage of the 2 errors.
That's good. They need a good hit by Silas that time, just right up the middle. There's another one right here. Jagger needs to get going. He's got a good bat on him.
So you're going to have a pinch runner here for Seneca.
Courtesy.
No, it's a pinch. Oh, you're right. Curtis, because it's the catcher.
Yeah.
So
that looked like Ryder Owens.
You would be correct. So Ryder Owens is running as Jagger Wilson will step in as the tying run is now at second base. Seneca has answered with 2 of their own here in the third. And they were able to take advantage of Webb City's mistakes.
Getting a few base hits right here. Hitting the baseball.
It's Wilson. It's a pitch inside. And they're going to say it did not hit him. So the count's 1-0. You hear one of the Seneca fans.
Yeah.
Everyone in the ballpark heard it hit him, except for the umpire, who's the only one that matters.
He's making the call.
1-0 the count here on Wilson. As here comes the 1-0 from Bell. That ball is spoiled foul. That counts 1-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic sponsor the broadcast. And Darryl, we talk about putting the ball in play all the time. Good things can happen. That's what Roark and Heffron did.
Yes. Good. I mean, put the ball in play. Hit the ball, put it in play. That's how you score runs.
So that 1-1 breaking ball, a spoiled foul, and the count's 1-2.
He's kind of got Hagen Ginger's problem right now. He's just underneath it just a little bit. Get on top of the baseball here, Jagger. Come on.
1-2 the count here on Wilson as Bell tries to get out of the inning for Webb City. And here comes the 1-2 to Wilson. That ball is swung on and missed. They're going to have to throw down to complete it. And Wilson made it close, but they do complete the putout. For Seneca, 2 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 errors, and they strand 1. 3 in the books. Seneca down 3-2 on the KNEO Sports Network.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Top of the 4th inning here, 7-8-9 for Webb City. That first pitch is outside for a ball, so counts 1-0.
It's a good time to have a 3-and-out.
Yeah. I mean, even though Webb City has hit the ball, as that one hit to Houchin on a hop, throws to first in time, as that's a 6-3 putout on Bird. As Dawson McCullum will come to the plate. Second and third innings, Darryl. 10 pitches in the second, 11 pitches there in the third, and they scored 2 runs, and the first 4 reached for Webb City.
Yeah.
So they're hitting early and often. So here comes the first pitch, and that's fouled straight back. As McCullum, the plate popped out to second his first time. McKinney made a good play out there his first time because it was behind Ginger, and it was in fair territory. Comes the 0-1. And he does not offer at it, so the count is 1-1. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. As here comes the 1-1. That pitch is nubbed, and it stays foul. Count 1-2. McMullen didn't run, so I think Ball did kind of the smart thing, hoping it would somehow kick back fair.
Yeah.
1-2 the count here on McMullen. 1-2 breaking ball. Must have been a little bit high because McMullen kind of ducked out of the way of it. So here comes the 2-2. That fastball hits the outside corner for strike 3. And there's 2 down for Braden Strickland, who popped out to first base his first time up, and that was kind of the same area that McMullen popped out to, right behind Ginger, but the second time Ginger called off McKinney.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as deep.
So that first pitch is a ball, so the count's 1-0. See if Seneca can get that 1-2-3 inning here. Is that pitch back up the middle and through for a single. The other unfortunate thing that one does, Darryl, is you get back to the top of the order for Webb City and Andrew Young, who's 2 for 2 with a single and a triple. He's halfway to a cycle.
Yeah, and he's hit the ball hard every time.
2-out base runner here for Webb City, as he has scored 2 of the 3 runs for the Cardinals as he swings and misses at that one, so the count is 0-1.
Like an off-speed pitch, some kind of bend. They may not want to throw him a fastball.
I was going to say, I think he's hit fastballs early the first couple times. 0-1 is low and outside. The count's 1-1. Beverland doing just as well behind him in the 2 spot. He's walked and singled as well. 1-1 the count here. 1-1. He fouls off himself. So that's a big lead at first base for Strickland.
Big secondary lead.
Yeah. 1-2 the count now. Comes the 1-2. That pitch is golfed in the air. Heffron out in right field is going to grab it for the putout to end the inning. For Webb City, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, 3.5 in the books. 3-2 Webb City here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians.
So, you're still debating whether to surrender your life to Jesus Christ. There's a lot of different reasons for not making that decision, but they all come down to this. You trust yourself more than you trust God.
Pride is the number one thing that keeps us from Christ. Our own ego. We think we can do it ourselves, or we think we're good enough.
The Bible says we're not good enough. We need Jesus. He paid the penalty for our sins. There's no way around it.
When you come to Christ, you must be willing to repent of sin and receive Him into your heart.
And when you do that, your life takes on a whole new meaning and purpose.
Then there's joy inside your heart when you come to Christ. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full.
We'd love to tell you more about the joy that comes from surrendering your life to Jesus Christ. Go to findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Grant Houchin leading off the 4th inning for Seneca. It is 5-6-7 here for Seneca. Houchin, Prater, and Klaus down 3-2.
Hit the baseball.
So that 0-1 pitch is blew down the right field line, and it's trouble. It is a single for Houchin. And Seneca has the leadoff runner on for Asher Prater.
There you go. Good things happen when you put the bat on the ball.
So nobody out here for Seneca. See what Prater can do here. She steps in. That first pitch is low for a ball. So the count is 1-0.
See if we can't get something going here.
1-0 the count here on Prater. Houchin over at first. See if he tries to take second at some point.
Not too big of a lead.
That ball is spoiled foul. Late swing by Prater, and the count's 1-1. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, all sponsoring here the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-1 the count here on Prater as Bell looks towards Houchin. Here comes the 1-1 from Bell. And the 1-1 swung on and missed. And the count's 1-2. Try and shorten up your swing there a little bit if you're Prater. 1-2 the count here on Prater. Grounded out to second his first time up. As here comes the 1-2 pitch from Bell. 1-2 is low. And the count's 2-2. Only 1-2-3 inning Bell had was in the second. Seneca has scored 2 unearned runs in the third. They have that tying run sitting at first here in the fourth. 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. As that is the 5th strikeout for Bell here this afternoon. As Caden Klaus comes to the plate, Klaus struck out his first time up. As here comes the first pitch to Klaus, and that's outside and lows. Counts 1-0. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-0 the count here on Klaus. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Bell. 1-0 is swung on and missed. The count's 1-1. Just off that pitch right there.
Just can't seem to find it, Ben. Like we were doing in the first of the season.
As here comes the 1-1, and he's trying to bunt his way on, and he misses it. They almost had Houchin too far away. Trying to bunt for a base hit there, Darryl, because the third baseman was playing so back.
Yeah, he wasn't even close. They weren't even thinking about bunt. But
1-2 the count here on Klaus. Here comes the 1-2. That breaking ball outside. Counts 2-2. Some of the Webb City fans grumbled a little bit, but that definitely looked outside.
Well, when the catcher got to, reach out and try to pull it back, it's outside.
2-2 the count now on Klaus. Here comes the 2-2. Popped up in the air. Beverlin and the pitcher calling for it, and Beverlin calls off the pitcher, Bell, and there's 2 down now for Braden Roark. Roark started the rally in the third by hitting it to Bird, who couldn't field it cleanly.
See if we can get another grounder right up the middle or in a gap this time.
So here comes the first pitch to him, and that's inside. Counts 1-0. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-0 the count here on Roark. Here comes the 1-0 from Bell. 1-0 is hit to the right side, and Bird fields it cleanly this time and throws it to first in time for the putout. First Seneca, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They strand to 1, 4 in the books, 3-2 Webb City here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you are growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
Top of the 5th here in Seneca. It'll be the heart of the order for Webb City as Luke Beverlin takes a ball to start. 1-0 the count on him. Beverlin Renfro and Young, the 3 due up. Beverland, a single and a walk to his credit. The 1-0 hits the inside corner, and the count's 1-1. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states, a sponsor of KNEO Radio and the Seneca Indians. That 1-1 is yanked outside, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, he hung on to it just a little bit longer than normal.
2-1 the count here on Beverland. Beverland does have one of the 3 runs for Webb City. So that 2-1 is outside, and the count 3-1. Three and one the count here on Beverland. 3-1 is outside for ball 4. As Renfro will come to the plate, he has flown out and been hit by a pitch. So yeah, Beverland scored his last time up in the 3rd inning.
Leadoff walks are tough.
Second walk, Beverland has both of them for Webb City. Renfro was hit by a pitch. Then that ball is inside. Beverland did not read it in time and can't take second for Webb City. So that ball just kind of squeezed off of ball there behind the plate. 1-0 the count here on Renfro. Here comes the 1-0. That's inside. That one also almost hit him. And the count's 2-0. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, KNEO 917 Sports. The 2-0 pitch is over for a strike, and the count is 2-1. Cloudy day out here in Seneca. Chance of storms later this evening. So here comes the 2-1. That is low and outside, and the count's 3-1. Don't really want to walk the first 2 for the number 4 hitter. Young 1 for 2. He's on deck. Top of the order has caused all the damage for Webb City, as that one must have been low. So back-to-back walks has the first 2 on here. So Mason Young will come to the plate. As Young singled his last time, he singled home too. As the go-ahead RBIs here this afternoon, as he bunts that one foul as they jammed him inside, and the count is 0-1. Excuse me, not 1-0. 0-1.
That's what usually you do is when you throw it and you see him turn around to bunt is to try to throw it on the inside part of the plate.
Just kind of surprising that they would bunt with their cleanup hitter. 0-1 the count here on Young. So here comes the 0-1, and he's swinging away, and that one gets by. Ball behind the plate. The wild pitch allows runners to advance anyways. So runners will be at second and third with a 1-1 count. Now, ball behind the plate really needs to hold strong. So the 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back, and the count's 1-2. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday night, April 22nd, to begin a 6-game homestand versus the Tulsa Drillers that goes through Sunday, April 27th. For ticket information, NWANaturals.com, a supporter of high school baseball here on KNDO. As Young strikes out swinging, and there's one down for Carson Myers. Myers has flown out to center, flown out to left. It's technically a double play last time he flew out because Renfro left early from the bag. So that breaking ball hits the inside corner, and the count is 0-1.
He's looking for another fly out, too, for an insurance run. He thought he had one before.
0-1 breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count 0-2 is Wilson trying for a strikeout here. Seneca is willing to give up a run for a out. So here comes the 0-2, and that pitch is outside. And the count's 1-2.
I believe that was a strike last night, Ben.
1-2 the count here on Myers. Here comes the 1-2 from Wilson. Breaking ball popped up in the air in the infield. McKinney and Wilson, or excuse me, that is Houchin, and Houchin calls off McKinney.
Yeah.
And that is a big second out for Seneca.
Huge. We get out of here with no run scored. Walking the first two. That's huge, Ben.
Bryson Bard will come to the plate, doubled in the second, popped out to first in the third. Here comes the first pitch to him. That hits the outside corner. Just counts 0-1. Comes the 0-1 from Wilson. That hits the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. Seneca will send 9-1-2 to the plate in their half of the fifth. If you can get out of this, you have all kinds of momentum as the breaking ball is just up, and the count's 1-2.
That was a good pitch. That was a good miss. Let's put it that way.
1-2 the count here on Bard. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball in the dirt. Good block there by Ball behind the plate. Webb City looking to add a 2 on. Seneca trying to strand those two. 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3.
Huge.
And that will end the inning for Webb City. No runs, no hits, no errors. They strand 2. 4.5 in the books. 3-2 Webb City on the KNEO Sports Network.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The staff at Mid-America Specialty Markets, along with Jamie and Terry Langford, are proud to serve our community and support the local high school students in their extracurricular activities this school year. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, commercial, and personal insurance needs. Please stop by and see us at our office at 908 Washington Avenue, or call us at 417-776-LIFE, or visit us at midaminsurance.com.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Ian Heffron to lead off the inning here for Seneca. 9-1-2 to the plate here in the fifth. Heffron reached on an error in the third and came around and scored. So first pitch to him is high for a ball. Counts 1-0.
See if we can get some base runners on, Ben. Put some pressure on Webb City here, bottom of the fifth.
Might be Seneca's best chance to get the top of the lineup up again as that one is popped up in the air. Bird at second calls for it. And there's one down as Ginger comes to the plate. Ginger a pop out and a strikeout this afternoon.
Seemed like we went through a session last year that we hit nothing but pop-ups. This game, we hit the ball. Hit it hard, hit it on the nose.
So here comes the first pitch to Ginger. That is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. As here comes the 1-0. And that is spoiled foul. And the count is 1-1.
Go with it.
1 ball and 1 strike here on Ginger.
Come on, Bubba.
Here comes the 1-1, and that one is yanked foul into the Seneca bullpen, and the count now 1-2. 1 out here in the 5th.
We used a little more discipline last time. They threw it way outside, and he swung at us.
Comes the 1-2, and that one he nubs foul. Had to protect with 2 strikes and able to get a piece. Keep himself alive. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Needs to get on to put some...
The 1-2 is popped up in the air. Bird calling for it out there at second. And he has both putouts as Drew Sherwood comes to the plate. Sherwood has hit the ball to center field both times. One was a little bit deeper than the other. He has a double and a fly out. He has one of the RBIs here for Seneca.
He's the only one that's been hitting it solid. Rest of them just pop-ups. We are just not hitting the ball.
Seneca 3 hits on the afternoon and 4 2/3. Comes the first pitch to him, and that pitch is high. So the count is 1-0.
Yeah, he's not an overpowering pitcher. We just not hitting it.
As here comes the 1-0 to Bell, from Bell. That's high, and the count's 2-0. Now you can look for one in your zone. 2-0 the count here. If comes the 2-0 to Sherwood, and that is inside, and the count's 3-0. Sherwood, one of the lone players that probably has a green light, 3-0. Ginger also has it, but those might be the only 2. Comes the 3-0, and he's taking the entire way, and the count's 3-1. It's been a while since Bell has had a 3-ball count. Let's see what he works with here as the count's 3-1. 3-1 is yanked into right field, and it's going to bounce in front of the right fielder. It's a long single for Drew Sherwood. McMullen out there and right. Not 100% sure what he was doing there because I thought he might have had a play on it.
He could have had a play, but if he missed it, Sherwood's probably scoring.
As a 2-out base runner as Silas Ball comes to the plate. Ball had an RBI single his last time. See if Sherwood tries to steal second here.
Sherwood is out there.
Here comes the first pitch from Bell, and he's taking a breaking ball for a strike in safely is Sherwood at second. So a runner in scoring position. See if Ball can take advantage once again. He has an RBI single his first time.
See if we can get another one here. Silas has been swinging it good.
I should say his last time, not his first time. His first time he popped up to short.
Yeah, he's hit it.
0-1 the count. That ball is hit through the left side for a single. They're going to send Sherwood home. The throw is going to be cut off. A RBI single for Silas Ball, and this game is tied at 3.
There you go. That's all we need, a timely hit.
Now Sherwood gets on a single, steals second, and then an RBI single for Ball as Seneca ties this game up at 3 as they fell behind 3-0. And now you have your courtesy runner out there for Seneca, and I believe it's Ryder Owens.
Yep.
So Wilson steps into the box. He's 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout.
He's another one. Just been popping the ball up. We can get it on top like that. Good things can happen.
Comes the first pitch to Wilson, and that one's bounded foul. Counts 0-1. Newmac Electric, Breeders Pharmacy, Perlu Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 0-1 the count here. Comes the 0-1. That's swung on and missed. The count 0-2. This Webb City team tomorrow is supposed to host Rockwood Summit, 11 o'clock. I think they're going to have a hard time getting that game in.
Yeah, that might be tough.
0-2 the count here on Wilson. Now you have to protect with 2 strikes. The 0-2 breaking ball hit off the end of the bat. Third baseman fields it. Throw to first in time. and that will end the inning. But a 2-out rally for Seneca. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They strand 1. 5 in the books, 3 up here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians! The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
7-8-9 here for Webb City in the 6th as Hudson Bird takes a ball and the count's 1-0. He is grounded out to Ginger at first and grounded out to Houchin at third in his 2 plate appearances. His counts 1-1 on him. Bird, McMullen, and Strickland are the 3 due up. Then you get back to the top of the order here for Webb City. So here comes the 1-1. That is fouled back to the screen, and the count 1-2. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Comes the 1-2 to Bird. That pitch is hit to Ginger at first, and he had plenty of time to field it and get the put out. 1 down here for Seneca as Dawson McMullen comes to the plate. He has popped out and struck out.
We might have. He's talking to the umpire.
Who's talking to the umpire?
Well,
a pinch hitter.
Maybe pinch hitter.
It is a pinch hitter for Webb City.
Yeah.
We will try and get you the number here in a second. Well, the number is
number 5.
Looks like it's Barrett Weller. Try and confirm that for you. So that first pitch is a ball. Counts 1-0. And it is Barrett Weller at the plate. 1-0. That ball is hit sharply down the first base line, but it rolls foul, and the count's 1-1. This is a tough situation for a pinch hitter to come in, but they're trying to get something going here at the bottom of the lineup for Webb City. Haven't seen somebody like Jagger all day and have to come in and try and get a base hit. 1-1 the count here on Weller as that pitch is outside. The count's 2-1. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals sponsoring the broadcast. That pitch either outside or low or both. The count's 3-1. Strickland on deck for Webb City, the number 9 hitter. Comes the 3-1. That pitch back up the middle and past Houchin. A single for Weller. Webb City has a base runner. Less than 2 outs as Strickland come to the plate. See if there's a pinch runner now.
Yeah, he's talking to him. The coach is talking to the head umpire. So there's somebody wanting to come out of the dugout, but they don't. We haven't seen him yet. There he is.
18, which is so McMullen re-enters as the pinch runner.
There's his re-entry.
As Strickland comes to the plate, singled his last time up. Comes the First pitch to him, that's popped foul. The count is 0-1. He's got about 4 pitches left before he hits his limit.
Got to get this one out before he starts the next one.
0-1 the count here. Here comes the 0-1. Runner takes off, and it was a perfect pitch to steal on, a breaking ball. And stealing second is McMullen.
Yeah, breaking ball in the dirt. Tough for Silas to get anything.
2-1 the count here on Strickland, and now Webb City has another runner in scoring position. That 2-1 is outside, and the count's 3-1. There's a 2-1. Excuse me, it was a 1-1 pitch.
Yeah.
So the count now 2-1. So here comes the 2-1. That's yanked. Good job there by Ball to get it, and the count's 3-1. I think he's got to get him out on this pitch to face another batter.
Yep.
So here comes the 3-1 pitch from Wilson. Popped in the air foul, and it's going to get out of play. That may not necessarily be a bad thing because Andrew Young is 2 for 3 against Wilson, and he'll see somebody new. Full count pitch coming here to Strickland. That's fouled back as he gets a piece to stay alive. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 3-2 the count here on Strickland. Here comes another 3-2. Runner thought about going for third, and they tag the runner out. It's a strikeout for Wilson, and there's 2 down now. And we'll see.
Yeah, I think here comes Coach out of the...
Is Coach used to make a pitching change for Seneca. New pitcher will face Andrew Young. We'll take a timeout, come back with a pitching change after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
Top of the order here for Webb City. Andrew Young will face Ian Heffron. Jagger Wilson, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 base on balls, 5 strikeouts. He is responsible for the runner at second. So that runner at second comes in and scores. Webb City or Wilson would be in line for the loss. It's Young, 2 for 3 here this afternoon. So that pitch is outside for a ball. So counts 1-0. Might not be a horrible thing that Young has to face somebody different.
Yeah, He even throwing strikes here. See if we can throw some.
So the 1-0 is outside, and that pitch gets by Ball. And so the wild pitch allows the runner to get to third. 2-0 count, and they are being very careful here with Andrew Young. Beverland behind him, though, you're not much better. He's walked twice and singled. So
looking for that third out without a run scored. Come on, Ian.
Here comes the 2-0. That's low, and the count's 3-0 as Heffron comes in and can't find the strike zone. Heffron pitched a perfect inning yesterday with a strikeout. As Ball going to talk to Heffron for a second, and so Young will go talk to Coach Donig down at third. Not sure what the conversation is about. Sponsors here this afternoon, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, Four State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast. 3-0 the count. Andrew Young, the way he's been hitting, could have a green light special 3-0.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
So here comes the 3-0 from Heffron. Comes the 3-0. That is ball 4. 4 straight balls. Runners are at first and third for Luke Beverland, who's walked twice, and they're going to... He does the smart thing and just takes second because Seneca wasn't paying attention.
Wasn't paying attention and probably didn't want to throw down there anyway.
Beverland, 2 runners in scoring position. Webb City has had a couple runners in scoring position, had 2 runners in scoring position in the 5th and couldn't score, and now they're going to intentionally walk Beverland to load the bases for Brock Renfro. Renfro, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a fly out. Now you have a force out at any base here for Seneca. And Beverland was 1 for 1, so I guess they didn't want to face him. See if Heffron can find the strike zone. So that first pitch gets by Ball, and the run comes in and scores. And Coach Eust is going to come out and would not be surprised if we see a pitching change here. Go out and at least talk to Heffron because Heffron has thrown 5 straight balls.
Well, yeah, I'm going to talk to Ian a little bit. He also got his right. He's probably checking to see if his right hand is okay, but he got it stepped on over there when he's sliding back yesterday on first base.
As Webb City has the go-ahead run come in and score, and that finishes the line on Jagger Wilson. 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 base on balls, and 5 strikeouts. So Heffron will stay out there for Seneca. 1-0 the count here on Renfro. Now if you're Seneca, you have to limit the damage to that 1 run.
Yeah, we need an out here.
As here comes the 1-0 from Heffron. As that pitch is outside and the count's 2-0.
It's like 2 or 3 he's thrown in the dirt.
Here comes the 2-0. That is low. Counts 3-0. That one wasn't bad, but the way he's throwing, Darryl, I think it's more you're not going to get a call when you haven't been consistent.
You haven't
proven you can throw a strike. As that one is ball 4.
They're all low. They're all low, man. I don't think he's thrown outside low. Pass ball was low.
Young comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Singled in the 3rd. He's struck out the other 2 times.
He hasn't got one up in the strike zone or up even outside the strike zone yet. I don't know if his hand is maybe a little numb, maybe a little sore.
Here comes the first pitch to him, and that hits the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. Heffron gets him to swing and miss, and the count 0-2 here on Young, as it looks like he went off speed there.
Well, it was at least up above above the knees. That's the last 2 pitches has been up there, so he's had to adjust a little bit.
0-2 the count. Here comes the 0-2 from Heffron. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning. For Webb City, though, they get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and they strand 3. Webb City has a 4-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th on the KNEO Sports Network.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Bottom of the 6th here in Seneca. Webb City was able to scratch across 1 run there in the top of the 6th. Seneca will have 5, 6, and 7 coming to the plate. Houchin singled his last time, then Prater and Klaus. Anybody reaches Roark would come to the plate. Seneca will get to the top of their order at least once in the 7th as Ginger would come to the plate. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for Webb City. Austin Miller comes in to pitch. As here comes the first pitch to Houchin, and that's outside for a ball. Counts 1-0. We will tell you what Bell's final line looks like here in a moment. As here comes the 1-0 from Miller. That 1-0, late swing and spoils it foul. Counts 1-1. Jammed him inside. Might have been a ball, but Houchin just trying to protect.
At least he's being aggressive.
As here comes the 1-1 from Miller. That is high and inside, and the count's 2-1. Bell is in line for the win. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. No base on balls and 5 strikeouts. It's 2-1 the count here on Houchin. Webb City has left a ton of base runners on the base paths. Otherwise, this game could be a lot different. So that pitch is inside, and the count's 3-1 as Miller loses his hat. And now he loses the baseball. Hat goes flying off, and then the baseball.
It's not hard with all that wind out there today.
3-1 the count here on Houchin.
He should be really picky on this, just because we need base runners.
Comes the 3-1 from Miller. That's swung on and missed, and the count now 3-2. Got caught swinging at the high heat and could not connect. Count now full here on Houchin. Here comes the 3-2 from Miller. That is high and outside for ball 4. Leadoff walk, tying run coming to the on base for Seneca. Prater comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday night, April 22nd, as they begin a 6-game homestand versus the Tulsa Drillers that goes through Sunday, April 27th. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com, a supporter of high school baseball here on KNEO. See if Prater takes a pitch, and Houchin goes as the pitch is by a little bit from the catcher Bard, but not enough for Houchin to get to second.
Yeah, he he jumped out, had a good secondary leadoff, but when he jumped back, the ball rolled further away from catcher, and then he decided not to take a chance.
1-0 the count here on Prater. Here comes the 1-0 from Miller. That ball is roped foul towards the Seneca dugout and sends them scattering as the count now 1-1.
Yeah, it was inside.
1-1 the count here on Prater. Prater 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Big thing is to try and get that runner to second. Here comes the 1-1 from Miller. Long look, and that 1-1 is in there for a strike. The count's 1-2.
It's probably that may be the best one he's going to see.
Now you got to protect here if you're Seneca. A 1-2 count. Don't want Houchin to get too far away from the bag either on case of a line drive.
Yeah, I mean
Here comes the 1-2 from Miller. He is off, and that pitch is nubbed foul. That was a good read by Houchin, but Prater has to protect with 2 strikes. Coach Eustace is kind of like, man, but you got to protect with 2 strikes because I think that was a strike anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. He did what he had to do.
1-2 the count remains here on Prater. Miller takes a long time to get set and go home. The 1-2 is hit to third, throws to second for 1, and throws to first for 2. A 5-4-3 twin killing, and there are 2 gone here quickly in the inning. As Caden Klaus will come to the plate here for Seneca.
That's what hurts when you can't get that runner to second base. You set yourself up for a double play. That's just what happened.
Klaus 0 for 2, a foul out and a strikeout.
Oh, my gosh.
He hits foul. If he doesn't hit it, it hits him.
I know. He's on base. He's on base if he doesn't swing.
0-1 the count here on Klaus. As here comes the 0-1 from Miller. That is outside, and the count's 1-1. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. 1-1 the count here on Klaus. Here comes the 1-1 from Miller. That ball is hit on a hop. Nice play there by Strickland. Throws to first and gets Klaus out by half a step to end the inning. Nothing doing for Seneca here in the 6th. 6 in the books. 4-3 Webb City. Here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
What makes you feel loved? Maybe it's gifts, or words of affirmation, or acts of service. But what about the greatest act of love?
Jesus Christ loved us so much that he went to the cross and died for us. He took all the hell and all the judgment on him at the cross.
Billy Graham.
And the scripture says, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, that includes you, whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
That's right. Jesus thinks you were worth dying for, and he gave his life so you could join him in heaven someday. Find out more at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. And it's from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
5, 6, and 7 due up for Webb City here in the 7th. Myers, Bard, and Bird. Anybody reaches, Dawson McMullen comes to the plate as Myers takes a ball high to start the at-bat. Comes the 1-0. That is outside. The count's 2-0. Myers 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a pop-out.
Come on, Ian. Find the strike zone. The guys behind you make the plays.
As here comes the 2-0. And that hits the strike zone on the outside corner. Counts 2-1. Everett at the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That pitch is smacked foul, and the count now 2-2.
That was a good pitch.
Seneca, a busy week next week. They got 5 games. And we'll have 3 of them for you, as here comes the 2-2 from Heffron. 2-2, he foul tips, so he keeps a piece, does Myers. Seneca at Galena Monday, at Lamar Tuesday, home against Monette on Thursday. We'll have all 3 of those broadcasts. 4:10 air times, 4:30 first pitch. All 3 of those games. That one, I think Heffron lost the feel of, and the pitch is high. Webb City, non-conference game at home on Monday against Fort Scott. Return to COC play Tuesday and Thursday. Here comes the full count pitch from Heffron, and that's high for ball 4. Heffron having a hard time finding the strike zone here.
Having a hard time being consistent.
Since coming in, he's walked 3. I don't think you give the intentional base on balls really to anybody.
No.
But he has walked 3 as Bryson Bard comes to the plate. He doubled in the second. He's also popped out and struck out.
I know they intentionally walked 1 to load the bases.
Yeah, that was Beverlin. And I'm not including that as part of his 3 walks.
Yeah.
Here comes the first pitch, and that hits the outside corner, and counts 0-1 as Bard couldn't get it on the bunt play. This Webb City looking for some insurance here. 0-1 the count here on Bard. Webb City has stranded a boatload of base runners as the 0-1, and that one is bunted foul, and Myers had second stolen without a bunt there. Counts 0-2. Webb City has stranded 9 base runners in the game. Stranded at least 1 base runner every inning. 0-2 the count here on Bard. Here comes the 0-2 from Heffron. That is outside. Good block by Ball. Keeps it in front of him. Count 1-2. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states, a sponsor of KNEO Radio and the Seneca Indians. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and I wonder if they can say that's catcher's interference as he fell right across the bag. So we'll see. Coach Eust wants to argue the call. And we will see. Coach Eust is hot. I don't know that the field umpire would have anything to do with it. And
he's wanting to talk to him. Swung the bat and fell across the plate.
So 1 out here. Hudson Bird will be at the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 2 ground balls. Now they're wanting to talk between the home plate umpire and the base umpire. And you have to think Coach Donig, if this doesn't go his way, he's going to be mad.
Yeah, one of them's going to be mad. I
mean, Coach Eust is already hot, so if they don't overturn it, he's going to stay hot. Would the runner would go back to first, or is the runner is out?
I think the runner goes back to first.
A long talk there, and they're going to leave the runner at second base. So Coach Eust going to have a continued conversation here with both umpires. At some point, you just have to say, let's play baseball.
Yeah, he's not going to like it.
That is a big insurance run for Webb City at second. They still have to find a way to get him in, though. If you're Heffron, if you can find a way to strand him, that supposed botched call wouldn't matter.
Well, that's the goal. Strand him, leave it a 1-run game so we can go to the top of the seventh, bottom of the 7th.
That first pitch is swung on and missed. It counts 0-1. If you're wanting Heffron to pitch on Monday. He can't have more than 60 pitches, I think. So that 0-1 is popped up in the air. It's going to get out of play. Counts 0-2. He's got plenty of wiggle room until that point. Worst case scenario, he has 45 pitches, which I don't think he's anywhere close to that.
No.
As here comes the 0-2 to Bird. The runner stealing third, in there for a strike. 3, and there's 2 down. Myers steals third, but there's 2 down now for Dawson McMullen. McMullen 0 for 2, a pop out and a strikeout. They pinch hit for him last AB, and Weller had the single.
It'd be huge if we can get this third out.
First pitch is hit on a hop to Wilson at short, throws to first in time. Excellent play there by Jagger, and they strand that runner at third base for Webb City. No runs, no hits, no errors. They strand one. 4-3 Webb City heading to the bottom of the 7th on the KNEO Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services.
Can you prove that you have a seat in heaven?
Wow, that's a pretty heavy question. What would you say?
Some people say, well, you can imitate Jesus. You can do the things Jesus did as best you can, and that's enough, isn't it?
Billy Graham.
You can do all the good works. You can go with all the people that are doing good social work around the world. But the scripture says, not by works of righteousness which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us, by the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit. The only way you can get a seat is to come to the cross and confess that you're a sinner and receive Christ as Lord and Savior, and come to the empty tomb and believe that he rose again from the dead.
If you're not sure you've got a seat in heaven, let's talk now. Call us 855-255-PRAY. That's 855-255-PRAY. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Braden Roark starts off the 7th here for Seneca. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 3rd, as he will start off here against Miller.
Find a way to score 2 runs, man.
As here comes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Roark and Heffron started the rally in the 3rd. They both reached on errors. That ball is poked in the air to left field. Is it going to come in? No. A nice play out there in left field by Myers. And there's one down as Roark just poked it out to left field. Excellent play by Myers out there in left. But, I mean, he did what he could, did Roark. Heffron now comes to the plate.
Put the bat on the ball, and he got close to being down.
Heffron 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 3rd.
Put some pressure on Webb City, hit the baseball.
So that pitch is high for a ball. So the count is 1-0. Third baseman Young is expecting a bunt. He is in on the grass. Here comes the 1-0. That fastball is over for a strike. Counts 1-1. If you were to bunt, I think you would have to try and push it past the pitcher to the right side because those two are playing way back. Here comes the 1-1. That pitch is hit on a couple hops to shortstop. Throws to first in time, and there are 2 down quickly here as Hagen Ginger will come to the plate, who represents the final hope here for Seneca. Ginger has popped out twice and struck out. Can you find a way to get on and get to Drew Sherwood, who has had the most solid contact? Your 2 and 3 hitters have done the majority of the damage here for Seneca. Ginger takes a strike on the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. Sherwood 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ball 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. It's 0-1 the count here on Ginger.
Got to hit it and hit it hard somewhere.
Miller, a long look in from his catcher, Bard. Comes the 0-1 pitch. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. And Seneca down to their final strike. This counts 0-2.
Choked the bat up there. You got to swing at everything close.
As here comes the 0-2 to Ginger. And he does not offer at it. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes as that one was in the dirt. Just got to find a way to get on if you're Ginger. Webb City 1 strike away from getting back to within a game of 500. The 1-2 is hit down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. An excellent play by Young, but safe at first base is Hagen Ginger. You love the attempt there by Young. That was a long throw for Young, but Seneca sends the tying run on base, and this is why you put Ginger on base, because he's going to probably try and steal second.
It was a good job of third baseman just to keep that one in. I mean, if he'd have missed that, Hagen at least been to second.
Sherwood 2 for 3 with an RBI.
And here you go. Hagen's very, aggressive on the base. Do you take the bat out of Sherwood's hand?
Long look by Miller, and the pitch is low for a ball. Counts 1-0. Sherwood and Ball have been the 2 most productive hitters for Seneca here today. They're a combined 4 for 6. 1-0 the count here on Sherwood. Swung on and missed. Count 1-1 as Ginger not going anywhere at the moment.
No, I don't think Coach wants him to go. It's like I don't think he wants to be thrown out and take the bat out of Sherwood's hand.
1-1
So
count.
if you look out here.
It's a good hit and run count. As here comes the 1-1 from Miller. And Sherwood calls time.
Sherwood's the one that called
at
time.
the last second. I mean, with how long Miller was holding it, I don't necessarily blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but the play was on.
1-1 the count here on Sherwood again. See if they throw behind Ginger this time, as Miller is not really thrown towards first at all. Here comes another 1-1, and that is in there for a strike. In safely is Ginger. It is a called strike, though, and Sherwood has to protect with a 1-2 count, but the tying run is at second base now for Seneca, and Sherwood needs to protect with 2 strikes.
You can just get a base hit. There's no stopping Hagen, rounding third.
1-2 the count here on Sherwood.
Get off.
As here comes the 1-2 pitch from Miller. That is inside for a ball, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Can we get a timely hit, Ben?
Sherwood 2 for 3 with an RBI. A double and a single. He also has flown out. There's a long look by Miller. And now here comes the 2-2 pitch from him. That pitch is spoiled foul as Sherwood gets a piece. So the count remains 2-2. Sherwood doing what he needed to do, foul it off to see another pitch.
Stay alive.
The center fielder is shaded towards right center by about 3 feet. There's a huge gap in left center field. So here comes another 2-2 from Miller. That one's popped foul and out of play, so Sherwood doing what he can to keep himself alive.
Well, if he could just get a base hit, I know you're not going to stop Hagen at third.
If you could find that gap in left center, you could potentially have the winning run at third with Sherwood's speed.
Yep.
Another 2-2 pitch coming from Austin Miller. Here comes another 2-2. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. And that will end the ball game as Seneca leaves the tying run at second base. In the 7th for Seneca, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they strand 1. Seneca falls to 10-4 on the season. Webb City improves to 7-8 on the year. The post-game show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District after this break on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
And we welcome you back for the final time. The postgame show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District as Webb City pulls out a 4-3 victory here this afternoon. And it was a pretty clean game between both these teams, Daryl, but I think the biggest difference is the walks are what killed Seneca as the go-ahead run came in in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and we had some base runners on. We just couldn't get a timely hit again. They got a few hits. We walked a few, and it's tough. We competed well out there. I don't think we, like you said, Ben, earlier talking off air, I don't think we had an error, did we not?
No.
No, I think everybody did their job the way they're supposed to do it. But, there was a couple walks in there, and then, load the bases up. It's tough to keep somebody from scoring if you walk the leadoff hitter. And that kind of leads to a few runs, and that's what happened tonight.
Seneca did a good job stranding base runners. Webb City, 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, but they stranded 10. They're probably thinking to themselves, this game should have not been nearly as close as what it was.
They jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and then Seneca had fought and climbed their way back, clawed their way back, and got in. Drew Sherwood, had a good night. I mean, he's hitting baseball hard. We just couldn't get another timely hit to go along with him.
Silas Ball had the best night out of everybody, 2 for 3, 2 RBI. Drew Sherwood 2 for 4 with an RBI as well. Seneca 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They strand 5. Jagger Wilson takes a tough luck loss, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 base on balls, 5 strikeouts. Ian Heffron came in, pitched an inning and a third. Did not give up a hit, but he did walk 3 and struck out 3. So that's kind of the difference in the game there for the ball game, because I think that winning run, Daryl, scored on a wild pitch. It's technically not an error, but
it's not an error, but it's more or less a mental error, physical error, I guess. Coming in, you got to throw strikes, and Ian had a hard time throwing strikes right when he first got in. After that, he settled down. He threw strikes pretty well, but it just, one of those things, it wasn't a bad game. They competed well. They played hard. It's just a tough one to swallow.
For Webb City, Ryland Bell picks up the win, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts. Austin Miller picks up the save, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 base on ball, 1 strikeout. It's Webb City non-conference game on Monday at home against Fort Scott. And then they have Tuesday, Thursday COC games as well. So that is their schedule. Those games will be on the air. And then Seneca, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, will have all of those broadcasts, as well as Seneca goes Monday to Galena, Tuesday to Lamar, and Thursday at home against Monette. That will do it for us here this afternoon. The postgame show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. For Coach Darryl Harbaugh and Ben Wolcott saying so long. Here from Seneca, we thank you so much for watching high school baseball here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express